Hey, what's up? Joan, Don, Jamie, Charlie, all y'all. I want to show you the old farm, right? Um, there's something that I was looking at it earlier, and there was something that kind of struck me as odd. Um, and that has to do with geography changes with the Mandela effect. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe I'm tripping, but this thing with Grandma's farm or Grandma's garden. Um, Here, let me zoom out and give you a big picture real quick. Okay, so here's the house, and here is the border of the property. You know, if you're following the mouse right here, right? And I've already looked at that in detail. I've looked at all that. It goes to what, like right here, and then up around this thing, and then right here, and here's back to the house. And I've looked at the ponds. There's a little pond, that one in the corner over there. There's that one right there, which for some reason I do not ever remember going to that pond for any reason whatsoever. I remember um, right here is where the panther tree was. That big crazy tree that had no bark on it. Well, it looked like it had no bark. It was like a white. It had like a white bark on it, and there was like panthers hanging out in it all the time. And this is that field that goes downhill, and then you go snake up through the woods here, and there's that upper field up there. Uh, for some reason, I don't remember that pond being right there, but that makes one and okay. There's this one, this one, this one. I thought there was seven, so there's three. One, two, three. Here's the fourth, and right here, or no, right here. There it is. There's that weird one that has like trees down in it and shit like that. Remember that one? So that's three, four, five. That's five. And so apparently that is it. I don't know why I remember seven ponds being on that property, but I guess not. But anyhow, here's what I wanted to point out. Oh, by the way, the lower barn is gone. It's just completely gone. Look right here. Here is where you would come down and cross the creek. Cross the creek right here, come around the corner. And the lower barn, it was right here, right? Like somewhere right here, because this was like the potato patch. Right? Ain't that right? And I guess that lower barn and silo was right here. They was right here somewhere, as far as I remember. But that's all gone. Anyhow, let me get back here up here. So the road looks the same. Everything looks pretty much the same. That really crazy spot where the road would dip down, like the big blue house was right here, right? Somewhere in this area. And there was that really crazy fucked up spot from this creek that went across the road, and they apparently fixed that. That's apparently not an issue anymore. It looks completely smooth. I know this is all pixelated, but this is Google Earth. I'm using my web browser with Google Earth. So you go up here, go around the bend. Here's the house. They have put a new roof on it. They put a new roof on the barn. They demolished the shop. It's gone. And the chicken house. The chicken house was right here, right? And the apple shed. And then there was, the shop. And I don't know, I can't remember what all. There was a cherry tree right back here somewhere, I think. Remember that the little road that went right through here. So the cherry tree was right around here. And then you get up there to where the tractor shed was, which was right about here, I thought. I was thinking the tractor shed was in this area. Or, well, let's say, let me zoom out. Okay, so right about this area was the tractor shed, and then Grandma's garden. Now here's the thing, look how far away the little pond looks from the house. I remember being able to walk out the back door right here. If you look right here, you can see the steps to the back door, and then this is the steps that go down into the basement. I remember being able to walk out the back door, walk straight across the yard, and of course there was a bunch of trees and now they're all gone. I remember being able to walk straight across through here, and then right in this area where the grapevines were, there was that, wasn't there a gate and there was a fence for the garden, or maybe there wasn't a fence, I can't remember exactly, but it seems to me like you could walk straight out the back door, straight across the yard, and then boom, you're into the garden, right? That's what it seems like to me. And the garden also bordered the small pond. It was on this border right here. It seems to me that this pond was over here, because okay, let's think about this for a second. Was it really that far? If you used to walk out the back door and through all those trees in the yard and all that, and then you get into the garden right here, it seems to me that the garden line went up this way, and then right here is where this corner was of the pond. You see what I'm saying? You see the distance right here? I don't remember that, because right here, okay, apparently this area right here is where your trailer was, and you know, that's just all dirt, because this yard was like a downhill slope, and then it kind of flattens out, and then your driveway was in this area. I guess it was, the driveway was right here. There's a big ass gorge right there, so the trailer had to be in front of that. So the trailer had to be right here somewhere, and it was only a few steps away to get to the little pond, it seems to me like. But the garden issue, I can't figure this out, because I remember the edge of the garden being right at the same edge of the little pond. Like right here was where we would cross the fence or whatever to get to the little pond to go fishing and shit like that, and the burn barrels like right there. And wasn't the garden right there at that corner? And if that is correct, how is it that the garden would have been so big? Because, okay, look, they have apparently put up a new building here, right? But was the garden, okay, I remember the garden starting right here at the edge of the yard. So, and it went to like right here or so, and then it went over, and then up to the little pond, and then over. It was pretty much like a rectangle, but now there's all this extra area right here in this corner. There's like extra land right here. This square that I'm moving around with my mouse is like an extra part of land that I do not remember at all. And this, the whole pond, should be over here. The whole thing should be over here, is what I'm saying. This part right here, I do not remember. I do remember a little shed back here where there was like a john boat and stuff like that. But that would have been more like over here more. It seems to me like, I don't know, maybe I'm just fucking tripping. But also, another thing. Look at these two trees right here. There's a tree right here. You can see its shadow. Here's the tree itself, and here's its shadow. And then here's the other tree, and then here's its shadow. And there's some kind of a little structure right there. Maybe they built that, because they apparently did put this big building in right here that covers the entire area, where it looks to me like used to be Grandma's garden. But it still doesn't make any sense. What is all this extra area between the pond and where the garden was? Because the garden wasn't that far away from the house, it seems like to me. Look at this distance. Let me measure this. Here's the back porch. Okay. Here's the back porch. And there's the pond. That's 47 meters. Let me change that. That's 155 feet. 155 feet from the back door, if you was to walk a straight line right over to the pond. That just does not seem right to me. It just doesn't seem right. I don't know why. But, fuck it. Anyhow, maybe I'm just tripping. Also, these two trees. There was not two big-ass trees in the middle of the garden. And I do remember the garden going right up to the fence line of the little pond. Matter of fact, I remember the day that Jamie was born, me and Michael was right on that fence line playing in the dirt on the edge of the garden. We was there playing with Hot Wheels or Tonka trucks or some shit. Yeah, it was Tonka trucks. We was in the dirt playing with Tonka trucks. Tonka trucks. We was right at the fence line, and the pond was right behind us. We was right here. And I remember you, Joan, coming out the back door and hollering at us, saying, "Come on, let's go." Or somebody, was it you or somebody else, saying we got to go to the hospital because Jamie's fixing to be born. Now, if we was 155 feet away, well, I mean, I guess we could have heard you, but that still doesn't seem right to me. It seems to me like this whole situation here, the entire pond, should be closer. It should be this corner right here of the pond should be right here, is what it seems like to me. That's what it seems like. It was way, way closer. It was a lot closer to the trailer. I remember the trailer being right around this area. And I remember it just being just a few steps away to get to the pond. But look how far that is now. That's crazy. That is where it should have been versus where it is now. Hold on. It should have been right here, and now it's over here 67 feet away. There's a 67-foot distance diagonally from what I remember. But, okay. Anyhow. Maybe I'm just tripping on that, but anyhow. There's a look at the old farm. Yeah, they changed it a lot. It looks like they put a new roof on the old, on that barn. Got rid of the shop. Got rid of the chicken shack. Got rid of the apple shed. And that other building that was right over here, right next to the apple shed. Can't remember what that thing was called, but I remember Grandpa used to keep poison in there, pesticides, things like that for doing the farming stuff. And then there was the tractor shed with all the big tractors in it right around this area right here. And then there was a gate right here that went into the garden, right? So you tell me, was the garden so big? Here was the gate. Was it from here to here to here to here? Was it that big? Was the garden really that fucking big? I don't remember it being that fucking big at all. I mean, it was a pretty small one. It seems to me like it was right about here, started right about here, and went to about here, and went up to here, and then over to here, and over to here. That was about the size of it. It doesn't seem to me that it was nearly as big as what they're showing on the satellite views now, here in 2019. That would place it way the fuck up here, going all the way. I mean, it would be massive. The garden would have been so huge. Look at the size of the house compared to the size of the garden that Grandma was doing in the back. Was it really this fucking big? You see what I'm saying? It would have been huge. It would have been a massive, huge garden. And I just don't remember that. I don't remember it being that big. But, maybe it's just me. But, yeah. There you go. There's the old farm. They have been doing nothing but massive fucking fields. Here's the outline of it again. There's that pond in the back. Here's the cattle gate. Goes over here to the corner, top of that field. Down through here, Orchid Road. To that corner. Over here. To the spot where it snakes back up and then comes back over again. or was up to right here, I guess. No, wait. Yeah, to right here. It goes right here, and then back up. Yeah. So, well, anyhow, I just want to throw that out there. That just doesn't look right to me. I think that pond should have been a lot closer. It just looks to me like it's farther away. But anyhow, that's all. Later.